Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers Podcast, episode 148 for the 21st of November, 2021. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name is Jody Kelly.
And my name is James Baker.
Hello again, James.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Thanks for having me back.
Yes, you're well. Yeah, more than welcome to be here. I see you've got some lightsabers in the back there. It's always good.
I do indeed. What battle's this?
That would be the
From the Jedi.
No battle.
Well, I don't know what it looks like. It's meant to be. It's meant to be kind of bluey red, blue versus red. So it's, in my mind, it's kind of a New Hope, Ben versus Darth.
All right, okay.
Okay.
I've kind of gone for.
It's a kind of magenta tinge over here.
Or
at least the camera's
Green's looks.
I see you made a new look, lightsabers, Luke Skywalker.
What video is that? What film is that?
It's from Family Guy.
Oh, is it? All right, okay.
You know, seen those ones?
No,
no. I've seen that.
They're really good.
It does the full trilogy of Star Wars films. Blue Harvest.
Blue Harvest.
Yeah.
Aye, that's what one of them's called.
The Dark Side is the other one.
Aye. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's almost shot for shot remakes. It's pretty damn good.
With a couple of mad, stupid jokes about old paedophiles being Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We had to pay a lot of families off. This is just boilerplate. Anyway, shall we get into what's the tea?
Yeah.
Well, normally we bury the lead, but I think this is a huge story. Paramount CBS, they were in the news this week because they pulled Star Trek Discovery. When did this happen? This was like
I think this was 3 or 4 days ago, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be Friday or something that came out.
Yeah, we should have been watching it Friday, aye.
Is this the Netflix show or is this something else?
This is their kind of this is Paramount's kind of tentpole, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've got the Star Trek franchise. You know, if you want to watch Star Trek, you'll have to subscribe to Paramount Plus.
Yep.
All right.
So
where was wait a minute? Where was the last Star Trek
3
series?
seasons.
Aye, but was that Netflix before?
The last 3 seasons of Discovery were on Netflix.
Yep.
Picard went to Amazon Prime over here. I don't know what the script is in the Americas and Canada. Picard went to Amazon Prime.
So just to explain it to a non-Star Trek fan like me, right? So the three series on Netflix.
Yep.
Then it went to Paramount.
It's
and
going
to put it on their streaming service, and they've put this is a streaming service.
Okay. Right. So in America, where CBS Paramount runs the show, it used to be on CBS All Access. That was their streaming service. That streaming service became Paramount Plus in a rebrand. So that Paramount Plus is available in Canada as well, but you can't get Star Trek on it because it's actually licensed to Crave in Canada. It's still licensed to Crave in Canada as far as I know. It's only non-US and Canadian streaming services that got screwed over by this. So everywhere else on the planet that got Star Trek Discovery now no longer get Star Trek Discovery all seasons plus the new season that's coming out or came out on Friday, and they have to wait till 2022, and that's the rest of the world. US and Canada unaffected, the rest of the world screwed over until next year because that's when Paramount Plus releases Paramount Plus in the rest of the world.
Right, so that's the reason why they've pulled it, because they want it to be the big showcase thing for
on their system.
Paramount. Right, okay.
The annoying thing is recently there was, I don't know where the Star Trek convention was, but it's very, very recently they announced it will be okay. You know, you'll see it. You know, I'm talking like maybe a week to 10 days ago. They were like, everything's going to be shown as normal. You know, everyone else in the world can see it on Netflix, and then 3 or 4 days later, they pulled it from everywhere. But Paramount Plus, and it made the BBC News. Yeah, that's where it got the notification from.
Right, so they own the rights to it now, so they can do whatever they want.
Well, it's CBS. CBS Paramount has always owned the rights to Star Trek since day one.
Right.
Like from when they used to shoot it in Desilu, it was licensed to CBS. Even when it wasn't on a major net, but it was on UPN, which is the forerunner of the CW. UPN was the United Paramount Network, and that's actually where
Too many abbreviations.
That's where Voyager and DS9 got their broadcast initial releases.
This is turning into an confusing set of abbreviations I don't understand. UPS and the PSU and the DS9. What the hell?
DS9 was an UPN.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
I know. It's so simple, Jody. It wasn't the CW. The CW was the forerunner to UPS and the WB. How is this difficult? I think you're making it more complicated than actually is, Jody. So
it's that simple. That's what you're saying.
But here's a question for you guys though: is forget all the acronyms. Why wouldn't it have been a better idea just to keep audiences happy now, and then when Paramount Plus releases in early 2022, then move everything over? Like, why did they do it now rather than wait? Because they knew that was going to happen later on. Like, why didn't they schedule it to coincide with that?
Must be because they've got no other really premier content to release their platform. Must have nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Quite often, I remember going to the cinema and seeing the Paramount sign, on many kind of many movies. But I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what they are. I just remember seeing it, and I'm aware Paramount exists, but I couldn't say the way I can say definitively with Warner Brothers and Disney what they've got. But I know they've got Star Trek
coming to America. Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Indiana Jones franchise, the first Iron Man, the first Avenger as well. They were both Paramount movies.
Mission Impossible movies, aren't they?
Mission Impossible movies, they're Paramount as well. Yeah, Paramount used to be quite big. They used to be across in the UK's CIC video as well. That was where everything.
And the logo at the beginning of the Indiana Jones films always had like a mound of dirt or a mountain, and then it would be the Paramount logo, and then it would fade into like a mound of dirt, and the one we don't talk about, Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Or a mountain or something.
Now they're going to have to do it as an old castle, because they're going to have to go from Cinderella's castle onto some other castle. And
isn't the Kingdom of Zamunda behind the Paramount Mountain?
That is correct. Yes, Kingdom of Zamunda is a Paramount.
It's Prince Hakeem coming to America.
I love America.
Oh, right, yes, you're right.
And then the camera pans up over the mountain, and then it stops. Yeah. And when it goes over, it goes over to Zamunda.
I really like that sequel. I thought it was funny.
I've not watched it.
I thought it was funny. I mean, it was fairly formulaic and all that kind of stuff, but it was good seeing everybody back together again and having a good laugh and enjoying themselves. Amazon
Prime.
Yep. Yep. Brought to you by Jeff.
Mr. Bezos.
Aye, Mr. Bezos.
Jeff, I don't care what William Shatner's saying.
I know, completely dingies.
Oh, horrible.
Bill Shatner.
Horrible.
Yeah, just wait a minute there, Bill. I'm just going to spray the champagne bottle.
I know.
Over these models.
Yeah. What a dick.
Yeah.
Total.
You go. But there you go. He's a billionaire, so he can get it.
He's another billionaire freak.
No.
I've got to say I'm pretty disappointed at the whole Star Trek Discovery thing.
Yeah.
I treat Discovery the way I would treat not quite the same as like something like Boba Fett or one of the big Marvel TV shows, but it was up there.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't treat it the same way because I couldn't talk about it to anyone the same way. But to me, I'm getting up and I'm watching it. I'm watching it as soon as it's released. Like the minute it is released, I'm just waiting there, refresh, and then when it's on, I'm watching it. At that point, I really was excited. And in my mind, I'm thinking not only is Hawkeye coming up, Book of Boba Fett in January. A big thing for me in my mind was just like, well, Discovery's coming up as well, season 4, and I'm just really looking forward to it. If it come on Amazon Prime and it was like £2.50 or £3 an episode, I'm buying it. That's how into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff coming out at Christmas, mind you. So
3 days to Hawkeye. Talking of that.
That's right, yeah.
Or as we say in Scotland, Hawkeye the New.
Okay.
Doesn't grow old, but don't ding the bell. That's not Bill dinging worthy.
That's not Bill worthy.
No,
That's not
it's not
Bill
Bill
worthy.
worthy. I get it, and it's good.
Take your hand
But
away
you've
from
done
the
it too
bell.
much. No.
Take your hand away from the bell. You can't do your bell and your own jokes anyway.
No, I
Especially
know.
on that crap.
It's not good. No. What? It was good.
Well, I haven't stopped you before, to be fair, but I'm just saying that's not Bill worthy, 100%.
No.
I
I'm going to get you a new bell, by the way.
It just goes click.
Awooga.
Yeah. There's a reason why they
That'd
make
be
that sound as well. That it's like to do with the it doesn't matter. Anyway, so what are you gonna do though? Because I mean, it's not gonna be there in the UK until early January. Well, early. It says early 2022, which is.
I don't like piracy. I'd rather pay for as much stuff as I can.
Yeah.
Rarely, maybe occasionally, I'll watch a pirated thing, but only if I know I'm going to go and see it at the cinema or if I'm going to go and buy it.
Yeah.
Did you wait for
Mandalorian to come out on Disney Plus before you watched any of it?
Aye. Yep.
You waited that long, did you? I didn't.
I waited that long. Aye. Yeah. So I was just going to say, going back to Sons of Anarchy, when that was released, it was released in the States like unnecessarily months before it was over here.
Yeah.
And I watched, I think, one of the seasons, but the last season, I think I watched a pirate copy of it, but then I bought it when it came out to kind of readdress the balance.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I want to watch it, and I want to watch it now. But with I think I was busy. I think that's probably the reason I never watched the first season of Mandalorian.
I was watching some of them before Sloan, because remember Disney Plus came out in November, and I don't think we got it till March the following year. And but there was a guy at my work. Everyone's got a work guy, you know, that can give you the goods, and he managed to get every episode every week. He sorted me out every week, and sometimes I was watching it before Sloan was watching it, because I watched it in my lunch break, and you were just probably getting up in the morning, Sloan.
Yeah,
because it was the time difference, obviously.
I just want to point out that I'm not getting up at midday. I'm 5 hours behind the UK.
Aye,
in case
Canada,
anybody's listening and going like, this guy's a lazy bum.
Yeah, so you're going to your work and I'm watching it at lunchtime. So
yeah, and then I don't get to watch it until like 7 o'clock at night anyway.
So the answer is I don't know what I'm going to do because
you got Hawkeye.
I mean, if I'm kind of I know, but I want Hawkeye and I want Discovery. So if it's somehow, I don't know if they can make it available to buy it, I would buy it. You know, I remember back in the day they used to release the VHS.
I don't want to sound like an advert, but have you thought of NordVPN?
No.
I'm just saying.
Would that work?
So wait a minute here then. Are you saying then that it's going to be available
for CBS? You still have to pay for it though. You'd have to pay for NordVPN and for that as well.
So is it going to be available on Paramount Plus in the US, but just not in the UK until after Christmas?
Yeah, US and Canada. You're going to get US and Canada got it released on Friday, so it's available in Crave in Canada, and it's available on Paramount Plus in the US.
Right. Okay. Now I've got a real problem. Now I've got a problem because Disney did the same bloody thing.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
And there's no need to do that. Why? Is it a technical thing that they can't? How can they not?
It's. I mean, yes. I mean, it could be a technical thing. It could be that it could be an advertising thing as well. It could be the fact they don't have the marketing budget until next year, and it could be a whole.
Well, we know why. We know the reason why Disney Plus did it, because there was still issues with Sky. Sky had a Disney channel at the time, so there was issues with that. And I think that they also had a kind of streaming service as well.
Yeah, the original Disney
do you remember?
Channel thing.
Disney it was just cartoons and stuff. Yeah. It was just like the cartoon movies and stuff and TV shows. So there was issues there with that. But what's the issue with this then?
I mean, they've cancelled all the streaming stuff. So I mean, there's no start. Like you can't even go back and watch season 3 or 2 or whatever.
But I can. I mean, I'm rattling through DS9 like there's no tomorrow. So all that stuff's still in there. But I did read in that BBC kind of press release that they're going to be pulling that, I'm sure, at some point.
DS9?
Voyager. I'm sure. I did read it somewhere. I just don't know. but the aye.
So does that mean that all Star Trek content is going to be on that Paramount Plus then in a few months?
If I was Paramount, I'd stick it all on.
all
the
TV
I'd wait till all
shows.
the deals were up. I'd wait till the deals were up, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'd take it all back. But currently, for free or inclusive of your Prime membership, you'll get Picard on Prime, and you'll also get Lower Decks on Prime, which is actually quite funny.
Well, they've basically done for Disney. They've done for Star Wars then, effectively.
Aye.
Yeah.
You know,
But when you think about like Paramount, that's the only crown they have and the only jewel they have in their crown is Star Trek. That's all they have.
Yeah.
They don't have anything else. I mean, there's no other franchises.
Right. So are they going to start showing the Indiana Jones movies, because they've not got a home on Disney Plus either for some reason?
I know.
What's
Dunno.
the deal with that?
Lucasfilm thing.
Yeah.
Aye, but they're Paramount movies.
Yeah.
As well. But Disney's got the rights to all Lucasfilm stuff, so is that kind of Spider-Man thing where it lies in two different camps with Sony and Disney? And this
They
is
might
Paramount
not have
Disney
the
or
distribution
something?
though, because although Indiana Jones is Lucasfilm, that's the production company, but the distribution company is Paramount, so they might have an X number of years distribution deal with Lucasfilm. I mean, you don't know.
They're holding all the cards anyway. Paramount Plus.
It's got this whole
Trek
thing's
fans.
going in the direction I thought it'd go in, because basically, I mean, over here, what we paying Jody, £7 for Disney Plus, £6 or £7.
It just went up, didn't it? Yeah.
Aye. So let's say £7.
It's $12.
We're paying what, £15 for Netflix or whatever it is, using round numbers. Then you're paying for your Sky subscription. Now I will buy Paramount Plus if I want to watch the Star Trek stuff, and I'm just so what's next? I'm just waiting for the.
That's bad, isn't it? It's
Paramount Plus actually is in Canada. They don't have Star Trek, but they've got Paramount Plus in Canada. It's a whole big thing because they sold the distribution to Crave. Anyway, they had the entire back catalogue of the Twilight Zone on the old original Rod Serling stuff. So I was walking through that. I was like, oh, this is great. I love Twilight Zone. So I'm watching all the episodes, discovering new ones that I hadn't seen before and all that kind of stuff. And then I was like halfway through season 3 or something like that, and they pulled it. They have literally no content on the Canadian version, and they pulled it. And I'm like, what the hell? The only thing they have now is they have the reboot of CSI. They call it CSI Vegas now, but the original CSI with Gil Grissom and Sarah Seidel, they're back. And I've seen one episode of that, and it was okay. But yeah.
Do you know what you're saying there, James, about I've got to watch my Star Trek on this one for £6. I'm going to have to watch my Star Wars and this one for £8. I'm going to have to watch my Stranger Things on this for £6 or £7.
So what we're saying
next?
is Disney has to buy up Warner Brothers and Universal Studios and then just up the price by $5.
Apple TV, what's their thing? My Ewan McGregor,
Snoopy.
Charlie Berman stuff. Snoopy,
yeah.
Snoopy, big franchise.
Invasion.
And
Foundation.
you know what? I'm subscribing to that, and I don't even watch it.
You should. Some good stuff on
there's
there.
a few good things on there actually. Yeah, you should start watching it. But for every waking hour that you have,
or
your audio books.
I know. Start watching it or start paying for it.
I'm gonna have to quit my job actually.
Yeah.
I can't quit my job because I need to keep paying for all these subscriptions. What am I going to do?
Full-time podcaster.
I'm just going to have them on the background and not watch them. That's what I'll do. But have them on all at the same time.
See, as we're talking about this, like, see, going to buy a comic book every month, it used to be, 50p, but and then when I was collecting them hardcore, maybe it was about £1.50. Once a month, you pay £1.50 for a book once a month. And that's just a book.
Yep.
Now, I bought one a couple of months ago. It was £5 for a book. I mean, it was all glossy and stuff, but it essentially was like a monthly comic book. And it was £5. So I'm paying £5 for one comic.
Yeah.
And then they're asking for £5 or £6 for like all the Paramount content or all the Disney content, and I'm thinking, maybe it's not so bad, but then it feels worse.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you think as well what this all the stuff that Netflix pumps out is like 5 new things a week or something, maybe more than that a week. And then what are Disney pumping out? New stuff.
I know. I mean, you want to. I mean, it's
not a
quality
lot.
versus quantity. Though.
Not comparable.
I
Do you
mean,
think the quality's
Netflix
higher
just
for Disney?
Netflix just pumps out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on Netflix. There's a lot of stuff in Disney I won't watch because it's like kids shows, but it's high quality kids shows. Like I can see that from the trailers that they're putting out.
Yeah,
it's pretty good stuff.
But surely
Netflix is just like another bloody murder documentary with drone shots in it. It's like, oh my god, it's not even interesting.
But if you sift out there's a lot of gems in there.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose.
But maybe that's the fact that they are pumping out so much stuff. You've got one, gem amongst all the crap and mud.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone on Netflix for sure.
Oh yeah. Mostly Squid Game though.
It's definitely worth the money. The old Netflix, I would say that.
So listen, I'm sure did Netflix pay for a fair chunk of Discovery season 1, 2, and 3?
Probably.
Did they help fund? Or
did they?
Probably fund episodes. I'm sure they did.
I mean, they have first streaming rights to most of the CW series as well. Netflix. So like Sabrina, Riverdale, The 100, Vampire Diaries, all of these things. It's all like Dynasty as well. They're all shown on the CW on whatever night it is, and then the next night it's on Netflix.
What's CW, Sloan?
CW is UPN, which was the United Paramount Network, and the WB smushed together and became the CBS Warner's Network, or colloquially known as the CW. It's mostly like a kind of teen, early young adult type audience.
Right.
So think of The 100, that kind of level of viewer.
In my mind, it's like you'll be immune to this, Sloan, but Jodie and I probably won't be immune to it. But in my mind, the CW, like if you're actually, say you're on holiday in America or Canada, and an advert come up, it would be like a big thing coming up later on CW. Like it's a thing. Whereas over here, we're just like, what's that? It's just, was that on BBC? Was that on Netflix?
Yeah.
All that stuff. But in America, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Is it?
Right. CW's new, blah, 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 insert stuff.
Oh, really?
Insert teen drama in here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a thing. It'll be like you're watching maybe, I don't know, a sports event and the adverts are on and it's a proper, but you won't notice it anymore. I would have said, Sloan.
No,
it's funny, isn't it? Because that seems like a new subgenre, the kind of teen, kind of Twilight, Hunger Games.
That can, exactly.
That type of thing seems to be a new subgenre type thing, isn't it? Because it's all different genres, but it's that similar thread of the teen thing.
Angsty teen drama. That's pretty much the CW's reason for being.
Edgy kids kind of shows. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of what the CW goes into, which is why Star Trek doesn't fit into CBS, the lineup on CBS. So CBS is the main network. CW is the sort of teen angsty thing. So it doesn't fit in there. It doesn't fit in CBS because that's basically comedy shows and Survivor, and that's pretty much it. I know. Comment below. I'm sure there's more things on CBS, but I don't watch it. I watch the news in the morning, and that's about it on CBS. And that's about it. So Star Trek doesn't fit in there. So the only place they could put it was on CBS All Access / Paramount Plus, which is what it's called now, because it's the only place it would fit.
So that's
Plus network.
Discovery Plus,
because it's the new I.
Disney
Remember
Plus.
Everything was I this and I that. Now it's the Plus.
Yeah.
So everyone's got to be a plus.
Aye.
Aye, Bill.
Aye.
No.
No,
Not yet.
not yet. Okay.
The new buzzword.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's. I'm still scun up with that, so
I know. Anyway, talking of Paramount, their competitor Sony, through Columbia Pictures International, released Ghostbusters Afterlife, which y'all have both seen, and I have not seen.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
James,
not
you've
yet.
seen it though.
I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
$44 million at the US box office, which is not a bad opening, considering it's a family movie, and it's done quite well for itself.
Is that good?
I mean, it's not as good as James Bond. That's
What
the
was
number one post-COVID movie.
What was
so
that? That was UK box office was the number one, but it didn't do as good numbers
and worldwide. Worldwide,
did it?
It beat F9 this weekend. It overtook F9. Overtook.
I know, but you're talking about opening weekend, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. What was the biggest opening this year for a US?
I'll look it up.
Because opening weekend, Bond, I think, had the biggest UK opening weekend ever.
Venom: Let There Be Carnage snares highest box office opening with the pandemic era with $90 million.
All right, okay.
That
you seen that one, James? Is that out yet?
What?
Is Venom out yet here?
Yeah. I've seen it a few weeks ago.
Oh, did you? All right.
Yep.
I think you spoke about it actually, didn't you?
Yeah, and with all these films, not all these films, with Venom and Afterlife, it is whoever. There are no spoilers here. You know, people are now kind of tentative. Will I leave because the credits have started? Don't leave. You know, in both of these movies, 100% stay till the absolute end.
Oh, really? Right, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I think everyone does now, don't they, these days?
We went to Kilmarnock the other night to see Afterlife. Went at 5 o'clock. So it was in one of the main pictures, the picture hall. So it was the big one, and it finished. And I would say more than three quarters of people left.
Really?
And Heidi left, and Gillian left. Heidi went to the toilet.
Right.
And then we stayed right to the very end, and we were like, we were buzzing, absolutely buzzing from what we saw. Right at the very end, we were totally buzzing, and then and Gillian and they were like, what? Like they felt like they missed the movie.
Yeah,
because you didn't wait till the end, and the same thing with Let There Be Carnage. Definitely stay at the end, man. These people are totally going for the epilogue, post credits.
I'd also heard they're going for the heart as well. I heard it was quite emotional.
Aye, definitely.
Aye, gets you. Yeah, that's good. I can't wait to see it. I'll see it this week. Somehow.
I would say, and I'm not giving any kind of story plot away because I wouldn't do that because it's got the same beats as the original Ghostbusters. I know it's Ivan's son.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's got the same beats. This type of thing happens at this point. This type of thing happens at this point. You know, and
they get kicked out of Columbia University.
That type of thing happens at that point, and that type of thing happens at that point. So,
that's enough.
Paul Rudd's good.
That's enough.
Paul Rudd's good, isn't it?
Paul Rudd's good at everything. He gets a bad rap, I think. Not from us, obviously. We not from us. Not from us. People don't like him because he's like kind of. I don't know. I don't know why people don't like him. But
people do like him. He's just been voted sexiest man alive for this year. Who doesn't like him?
That's what I want to know.
102.
He looks eternally 28.
He's like,
him and Ewan McGregor.
He's like 54 or something. Something like that. 52 or 54. Something.
Yeah.
He looks amazing.
He does.
I think he looks. Yeah.
I think he's 54. I don't get it.
I never hate either. I've never seen a bad Paul Rudd movie.
I've never seen a bad
So
review of him, or I've never seen this thing that's folk don't like him. You just talking about.
People say things like,
Like
I
you're
get the
making
appeal,
stuff
but I
up.
don't like him. I'm not making stuff up. It's been mentioned in several comedy shows about Paul Rudd. People don't like him, and I don't understand why people don't like him.
I think they're saying it in kind of a sarcastic way, because I think he's a nice
Maybe.
guy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
Have you seen the one where they're all trying to name Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, and they're all going Mjolnir, or whatever it is. Gets to Paul Rudd and he goes, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you would think, going back to the actual what we're talking about, you'd think it being a family thing, it's got this legacy and stuff like that. You'd think that it would be a bigger opening. You don't think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think word will get round though that it's good as well, mind you.
Aye. I can see when Ghostbusters 2016 came out and people were hating on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think the people who were hating on it quite a bit, some of them might have been like sexist pigs, and just. But there would have been a contingency who were total 1984 Ghostbusters purists, and they were like, "Well, that's not Ghostbusters. That's just a straight up." Go on, Sloan. What were you going to say?
No, I'm in that camp. It's like it did not feel like a Ghostbusters movie. Like there's nothing wrong with it other than Kate McKinnon, who I do have a problem with. But everyone else in there, although Kristen Wiig was a bit kind of weird in it, everyone else is fine in the cast. I thought they all did really well. The creepy guy that always plays the creepy guy, he was good as well. And the special effects were really good, especially the out of frame stuff they did. But I think the problem I've got is Paul Feige. I don't like his direction. I think he relies too much on improv, and I think that needed more of a story behind it.
If you're not into Paul Feige, then Ghostbusters 2016 won't be your thing for sure. So I'm not a 2016 Ghostbusters apologist, because I don't think I need to. I just really, really enjoyed it for what it was. But looking at Afterlife and then comparing it to 1984's Ghostbusters, I can see where some people have a problem with 2016 Ghostbusters, because this is 100% a sequel to the originals, and it's done, and it's given the same care and attention and the same beats and the same just the same everything. So I get it. And I thought after watching Afterlife, I was like, that's a Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, I think so. The 2016 one was a wee sidestep. I've said this before, but it was a sidestep. Let's see if we could do it this way type thing. And for me, I think it worked to a certain extent. I enjoyed it as a little experiment or whatever. I know that's maybe an insult to that movie, but I enjoyed it for what it was, and it was good to see. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. God, we begged to go and see that movie. I think it was the first movie, apart from Star Wars, that we went to see again in the cinema. We went for repeat showings at that, and my mum was like, "You've seen it already. Why do you want to go and see it again?" And then we bought the soundtrack and all that. Just obsessed. I was obsessed by it. And so there are a lot of obsessed Ghostbusters fans out there that wanted the big three to come back, the big four even. Obviously Winston is a Ghostbuster as well, even though he's like not one of the kind of main well-known actors of the four. But Harold Ramis isn't with us anymore. So I understand a yearning for to come back to that story and have a third movie. I tell you what was close enough to get a third movie was the video game that came out on the PlayStation 3, and then it got remastered onto the PS4. That was pretty good as a third movie if you kind of take all the sort of cutscenes and stuff out. If you want to see them in their prime. All the four guys.
So I it's quite interesting because I went to see it with Faith and Heidi, and I went to see it with Gillian, and then went to see it with Jay, who's obviously been on here before, and her wee brother Shay. Jay and Shay liked it. Faith liked it. Heidi liked it. Gillian thought it was rubbish. She was just like,
Did she? Really?
But I said,
Do you know?
I think maybe rubbish is too harsh, but she didn't like. She was just like, I'm ready to go.
Oh, really?
And I think there will unfortunately be people out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
So do you think if you've got an investment in Ghostbusters already, you'll enjoy it more than if you didn't?
I think so. Yeah, it's got. I was going to say it's got nothing to do with the storyline, but in fact, that's the complete opposite. It's got everything to do with the storyline and your knowledge of the characters and the actors. You know, your knowledge of everything. So that's got to be a franchise, isn't it? I mean, it really. It's unbelievable.
It feels with a cast that young, it feels like that's what they're heading for. And obviously,
we should be seeing a Ghostbusters movie every 2 years.
I hope so. I hope it does well enough to do that. And also a lot of these movies now, you know, they've obviously put in like Easter eggs and things like that for the fans. Is there that sort of thing as well? Kind of a wee bit of fan. What do you call that?
Service.
Fan service.
Yeah,
a bit of that as well, James.
Definitely. You'll enjoy it.
I
really think you'll enjoy it.
Good. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
If you liked 1984, you will like this.
Oh, we watched Night the other day there, on Friday night.
What, the John Hurt movie?
No. The Ghostbusters 1984.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. Yes, I understand now. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, talking of Sony Pictures International, they released another trailer this week for another franchise.
Yes.
I'm going to share it. We'll see what happens if we get a copyright claim.
Who cares?
Who cares? I mean, exactly.
Who knows? Sorry, I meant who knows.
If you're watching this later on, you might not see this. So this will be fun.
And if you're listening to the podcast, you'll definitely not see it.
That's right, yeah. But you will hear it, so that's good.
Yeah. But you can always go into YouTube and watch it.
It's very true, yeah.
That's what you should have went. 3, 2, 1, go. But anyway.
That's her from that movie, June.
That is her. They're going out with each other in real life.
They are.
Are they actually?
Right.
Yeah.
Who? Her and Tom, or her and the other guy from June?
Her and Tom.
Tom.
All right, never knew.
There you go. He's short, she's tall.
Willem Dafoe back again.
Seems to work.
I know. Amazing.
I know. I'm obviously gagging for that.
So,
I'll tell you.
Thomas Hayden Church is in it. Jamie Foxx.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's Sandman's in it. Doc Ock, obviously Alfred Molina's in it. Who else? So I
thought there was a shot of Venom early on. It was like black suit Spider-Man. I thought it was Venom, but I think it
may be Multiverse Spider-Man. Because there's a bit in it where he's got like that bit there.
Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself.
There's people are saying as well in the trailer. There's maybe Tobey Maguire and
Andy Garfield.
Andy Garfield have been edited out of the trailer in some scenes because, kind of some of the action scenes, it looks as if the baddies are reacting to something that's not there. So they've been kind of scrubbed out just to mess with us, you know.
That would make sense to have them in it, but not in the trailer, because you want that to be a reveal. The old Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, this film just looks awesome. So it's just they're pulling it all the
Is
stop.
that his arm with some Stark tech?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Nano.
Wow. Right. Okay. I see they've de-aged Alfred Molina in this, haven't they?
A little bit, yeah. Give him a wee kind of digital touch-up.
Who's that? Who's that guy in the glider?
I don't know.
I can't save everyone.
You get a second glimpse of another guy in the glider.
All right. I like Sandman. It's a shame he was in the third Tobey Maguire. Really. This is a nod to the Andrew Garfield one as well, with Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm. So, Sloan, what is the name of the actor who played Sandman in Spider-Man 3?
Thomas Hayden Church.
Right. So when you said that there, I just want to explain my reaction to when you said that. When you said that, I heard Topher Grace in my head.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
So I was like, really, really, and then I was like, oh no, wait a minute,
Because he played the original Eddie.
Aye, yeah, aye.
All right, and
Aye,
third
aye,
one.
the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which in actual fact is his wee story was a pretty good story.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a fairly accurate reenactment of how the whole Venom thing went down in the comics.
Uh-huh.
You know, and
I'll tell you what. See
Peter
the third one. The third one, if it wasn't for the stupid dancing and things like that, the Sandman and Venom were treated really well. I thought. You know,
I love the dancing.
I thought the dancing was good because it was kind of
Because
he had the symbiote inside him at that point. And that was when he was a bit more cocky, wasn't it? So he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" All that kind of stuff.
I loved the
I liked it. I thought it was all right. I thought it was fine. Do you know I've never seen an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Dear. What?
No. I refuse.
Well, I thought that as well, and then I watched them because Danny was into Spider-Man, and that was the Spider-Man that was out at the time, and
yeah,
I thought
not as bad as you think, Sloan.
I'll tell you something. Same thing about Timothy Dalton. Go watch Timothy Dalton as James Bond.
No,
really good.
Not as bad as you think.
No, he's
not as bad as you think. No,
he's so good. Timothy Dalton, especially the second one.
Well, I'll tell you what. I thought Andrew Garfield was really enjoyable as well. I thought those two movies were good, both of them.
Yeah. I think Tom Holland does a fantastic job. He feels the out of all the three that I've seen, and I've only ever seen Andrew Garfield in trailers. He feels the most like Peter Parker to me.
Tom Holland.
Who does? Sorry.
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah.
Aye. I would actually tend to agree with that. I must admit.
Yeah.
Glenn Michael's cartoon cavalcade type.
Well, he was always meant to be a kind of teenage kid, wasn't he?
This kind of dweeby kid. Yeah.
Aye.
Here's my thing, Jodie, right, with you just saying that. Here's my thing with that, right? And I keep on saying my thing, and I think I'm bugging the life out of her from saying it. When I started reading comic books, I read, it was like, you could maybe pick up 4 or 5 Spider-Man titles a month. And for me, Spider-Man's always been a teacher, not a kid.
Oh, really?
I never read it in the 60s. I read it in the 80s.
Oh, near the dad.
So he was always a teacher. So I'm like, when's the teacher going to be? When is he going to get married? When is he going to be a teacher? When's he going to be teaching?
It's funny that it's funny because see your initial where you picked up on James Bond or where you picked up on Spider-Man or Doctor Who your Doctor Who is, who your Spider-Man is, and all that. It's that's your personal thing, and it's like for Danny, it was Andrew Garfield was his first Spider-Man, so he never saw that. He saw his first Spider-Man going into territory later on, but he saw his first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man on Saturday. Yeah.
Wow.
Was
it the first one? The first Spider-Man film.
First one. Yeah.
Great films, by the way. They are really, really good films.
Yeah. Special effects hold up pretty well as well.
Yeah, definitely. It reeks of Sam Raimi.
It does.
Yeah.
And a wee bit Tim Burton as well. I must admit.
What?
A wee bit Tim Burton as well, I would say.
Yes.
And the music is by Danny Elfman.
What was Sam Raimi's first superhero movie?
Darkman.
Correct.
I have a special set of skills.
That's the one.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
And Hans Zimmer done the score for Andy Garfield's movies.
Yes,
Andy Garfield's Spider-Man, and the score is amazing. Like you said, see if you go and watch Andy Garfield's movies, like Faith, because she hadn't seen them, she watched them, I don't know, a month ago, and for days and days afterwards, I couldn't get Hans Zimmer's score out of my head. Brilliant score. The only thing I don't like about the Andy Garfield stuff is it's Peter's parents. That 15 minutes in the beginning of the first movie was
I know.
Shite. Apart from that, it's actually pretty good movie. Pretty good movie stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'll just
bring.
just-
I want the. Aye. So no, but I definitely want the Peter as a teacher.
Yeah.
Peter as a teacher, and Peter who's about to get married.
Okay.
You know, in Spider-Man 2, we got kind of close because MJ was actually getting married. So I'm like, well, it must be of an age.
I wonder if they include the Tobey Maguire one, you'll get a glimpse at that.
Uh-huh.
Because I mean, Tobey Maguire is now going to be in Spider-Man going on what 20 years.
Uh-huh.
Because we just leave him at the end of the third one, don't we? He doesn't like hang up
No.
his web, so to speak.
Mm-mm.
So we just leave him. And the same thing as Andrew Garfield as well.
Did you ever see? Did you ever see the teaser trailer for Maguire's first Spider-Man film that involved him webbing a helicopter between the World Trade Center?
No.
There was a teaser trailer, and they pulled it after the Trade Center fell, obviously.
Oh right, okay.
And I can't find it, but there definitely was, and they pulled it, and he was just he webbed a villain's helicopter between the two
okay.
towers.
Cool.
So there you go. Fun
That's
fact.
interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, geez, that was 20 years ago.
I know.
Okay.
Crikey.
I know. Craziness. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Is this his final, well, scheduled final outing as Spider-Man?
I think he is. No, I don't think it's his. I don't know if he's going to have another trilogy solely based around him. I think
Right.
he'll feature another. I think he'll go into
Okay.
a few kind of Sony villain movies and guest appear in those.
Right.
I think there'll be a Venom, Spidey thing.
So is this the end of?
Holland's.
Yeah.
I don't know. Holland's deal with Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like it because I know that they had a deal where he would appear in both Sony movies and the MCU because he's MCU's Spider-Man, and they're borrowing him for the Sony movies.
Aye.
That iteration of him. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering what's going to happen with him.
I'll be back in I'll back in 10 seconds. I can still hear you, so you can chat amongst yourself.
Shall we move
connected.
into what you're watching?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's do that.
So, Jody, what you watching?
Well, finally, I got to see No Time to Die
Dun, 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 dun.
because it's been released Premier Access here. So yeah, finally got to see it. I didn't go to the cinema to see it, unfortunately. Which I did.
James Bond now.
I initially did plan to do, but anyway, I've still got to see it. So got to see
Because
it.
Amazon owns James Bond now.
Do they?
They bought MGM Studios.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So does that mean all the movies are going to be on for free, or is it?
Inclusive, I think. I think it'll be inclusive.
Yeah,
All right.
that'll be good. That
Well, I'll
builds
tell you
up your
what.
catalogue.
How far are you into? Your Sloan's been watching the consecutively a James Bond every week. The past few weeks?
Just about every week, yeah. But the last
Uh-huh.
2 weeks we've missed them out because last week we watched. What did we watch last week?
Well, don't get into that
Red
now.
Notice. We watched Red Notice
Aye.
last week. We watched something else
Aye.
this week as well. So last 2 weeks we've
So
not
how-
watched it. So
So how far? Where are
We've-
you now, James
we've
Bond?
finished Pierce Brosnan, but we're going to go back and watch On Her Majesty's Secret Service because we haven't watched that one.
Right.
And then it's on to Daniel Craig. Now I've only ever seen
Daniel
one
Craig.
Daniel Craig one's the one I haven't seen Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace. What was the other one? It's Skyfall I've seen, but
Uh-huh.
is that the only one he's been in? He's only been in 4?
No, he's done 5.
No, it's
5. So what's the other one then? So it was Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace,
Oh,
Skyfall.
Skyfall.
no, there's
That's a
another
new
one. A villain-based one. What was it? A villain. It was.
Oh, the
Die
one with
Another Day.
Spectre.
Die Another Day.
Spectre.
Spectre, that's it. Oh,
Spectre.
named after
That's it.
them.
That's the one. That's the one after that because they got the rights to use the word Spectre.
Yeah.
That
We
Another
couldn't
Day's
use
a
it
new
before.
one. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one I've just
Yeah.
watched. Aye.
Okay.
Sloan, see when James Bond was first mentioned there, and you went,
Mhm.
dun, 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 dun. Were you doing the Tina Turner?
There's the
Were you
Goldeneye
doing
theme. Yeah.
Goldeneye there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just wondering.
It's the little thing from Goldeneye. Yeah. There you go.
A good Nintendo game.
Yeah, it was
Brilliant Nintendo game. Whoa. Yeah, I was surprised by it, and I really enjoyed it. People are saying it's a wee bit overly long, but maybe,
good. Aren't all movies these days?
maybe. I didn't feel it that badly because the action kept me going, and I was I was shocked and surprised by some of the decisions in it that they went for, and I think you will be too, Sloan. But then I think the Daniel
it's gonna take
Craig
me about 8 weeks
ones,
to get to it, but yeah, okay.
yeah, I think the Daniel Craig ones have got an edge to them that is surprising. Sometimes, you know, especially if you're a traditional James Bond fan, you might kind of go, "Oh, really?"
Mm.
You know, do you know what I mean, James?
Mm. Yeah, I know what you
It
mean.
kind of subverts your understanding of the character sometimes,
Yeah.
which is good. And I don't know if that's just going to be a Daniel Craig thing, or if they're going to continue that to the next level, or you know, whoever comes in next and stuff. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thoroughly enjoyed Daniel Craig's thing, and I thought it was a fantastic finale to his version of Jimmy Bond. Really enjoyed it.
Jimmy.
So who do you think is
will-
going to be next in James Bond then? Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, you asked us that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'd like to see the lad from Eternals, the Scottish guy.
Oh, aye. Yeah, the wee boy for Elderslie.
Aye, I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
Marsden?
Madden, Richard Madden.
Madden.
Richard Madden.
Madden,
Yeah, I'd like to see him.
Okay.
Dickie
I don't
Madden.
know. I don't know. You'll just have to spoon feed it to me, and I'll just eat it.
Aye. Yeah.
It's an aeroplane. Come on, I'll be like, oh, all right.
Here comes
Well, let's
a
face it.
choo-choo.
Let's face
It's a
it.
choo-choo train. Here it comes. Aye, I'll take
Right,
it. I don't know.
here's my big asks. He has to be Scottish, he has to be the right age, and he has to drive a Bentley.
Yeah.
Because that's what he
Is
drove
that
about.
right? Who do you think then?
Me? Oh, Sloan.
Aye, sorry.
See the description of James Bond and he's dark haired, blue eyed. He's mid to late 30s. So you got to think of someone like that when you think of James Bond.
That's why Daniel Craig wasn't accepted initially.
Exactly, because he's blonde haired.
Mm-hmm. But and yeah,
so,
he's brilliant.
yeah.
So straight away they subverted the what you thought James Bond was, and then they carried that on right through.
To be honest, I would be quite happy with Henry Cavill, but I think he's too bulked out though.
They're talking about
Cavill.
Aye, and they're talking about having what do you call him? Oh God, not Tom Holland. Hardy. Tom Hardy.
No,
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's a street fighter. There's no way.
Exactly. I don't think Tom Hardy's got the. I don't think he's got it. He's too much of a rough and ready.
And also, he's played a baddie in Star Trek, so we can't have him.
Is he?
Yeah.
Aye, he was a young Picard, a cloned young Picard.
Became a Romulan.
Never.
In a dreadful
Nemesis.
Tom Hardy was.
Yeah, it was.
It's where the droid
Wow,
B4
never watched
appears. Hey,
never knew that.
Why would you call a droid that you create before you create something else B4? Because then you would know you created something afterwards. Therefore, that name's been retconned.
That's it.
It's
right.
dumb.
I better move on because we're
moving on.
Quick. Yeah. I watched Red Notice, the one with
cool
Ryan Reynolds,
The Rock,
Dwayne Johnson, and Ryan Reynolds, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it.
Looking forward to seeing it actually.
It gets 3 out of 10 on IMDb. Everybody hates it because they're idiots. There you go. I've said it. It's like
I
fun.
get
movie.
3 out of 10. Get 3 out of 10.
Did you notice the parallels
really
between
fun
Indiana
movie.
Jones?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of parallels between it, especially the bit where he starts doing he starts
Whistles the theme tune.
he whistles the theme tune.
I
They're in
heard that.
German things all over the place. It's
Aye.
pretty
Now,
good.
Well,
I've not
it's-
seen it, so please
No.
be careful
It's
with me.
very no. It's very self-aware. It's
I'll tell you something. It's better than
action
the Crystal
sequences
Skull.
are great.
It's
It's really
better-
good. Aye.
It's better than the
Crystal Skull.
Okay, aye.
I'd argue you're right, Sloan. Actually, yeah.
To be honest, I like this one because although he's a smart ass in it, he plays a slightly different smart ass in it, so it was a nice change up. I didn't find Ryan
I
Reynolds.
remember you saying
as
that last
annoying.
week.
Yeah,
I'd say is a very similar character to what he's been playing in recent movies, though.
I think I said he sounds more like Olaf. In
You
this
did.
one,
But
yeah.
I'd say he's still that kind of character. Anyway, enjoyed that, and then we watched Babadook again. I've seen that before. I do love it, but I think we've maybe seen it too many times now, so we know what's going to happen. So it wasn't maybe as creepy as it usually is. And we watched the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, as I said, which
Good movie.
was great.
Did you watch any TV shows? Did you watch Invasion this week?
Oh God, we've been watching. I finished Charlie Boorman, Ewan McGregor, fantastic.
Oh,
I still felt
way up.
the Harley Davidson. You'd enjoy that one, James.
Mm-hmm.
And I still felt Charlie Brooker was a bit flat in it. I must admit, Ewan McGregor's just a breath of fresh air all the way through it. He's a total gentleman. He's a charmer, total charmer.
I thought it was nice when they get to the Panama Canal and Charlie Boorman's there and a Disney ship goes by and some Brits on board shout, I go, Charlie! He's
yeah.
hello. And he has a
it's
conversation with them as they sail through the Panama Canal. It's a nice moment.
I'm up to speed with Invasion. Is that the last episode?
Episode 7, yeah.
Oh, 7?
Mhm.
When did that come out? Just there?
Friday, yeah.
Oh, right. No, I've not seen that one then. Is that it? 7's done? That's 7 episodes?
No.
All right, okay, right. I'm not up to speed with it then. I'm only in episode 6.
Right, okay.
It's a slow burner. I'm not sure about it yet, but it's all right.
I'll tell you how good it is. Anna Marie's watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me anything.
We've not watched the TV show together other than Squid Game. That she's been that. Like I've got started and then she's gone, oh, that looks interesting.
All right.
So she's just pulled her in.
Anyway, the other one I've been watching, don't judge me. Married at First Sight Australia. I'm hooked.
You have been judged. I'm sorry. You've instantly been judged.
All right, well, if you like this, just hit the old
hooked.
subscribe button notification bell. You get timely reminders
I
when we
know.
put a new channel.
Bing, 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 bing. Ooga, ooga.
It's the. I'm telling you, it's the best thing. It's absolutely brilliant. Especially season 6, blasting it.
I need an air raid warning every time Judy comes up. These
I know.
like that.
I knew I shouldn't have mentioned it, but anyway, there
You
you go.
shouldn't have.
I did.
A guilty pleasure.
All right, James.
Yeah.
Palate
Go
cleansers.
for it. Go for
Okay,
it.
so I've been watching lots of Young Sheldon. That's been on. That's
Oh, yeah.
kind of
Oh, aye.
taking place of
On
Big Bang
CBS?
Theory because it's on Netflix. So
Aye.
it's,
Not for much
seasons
longer.
1 to 3. Seasons 1 to 3. So and also on a similar note, when we went to see Afterlife the other night,
Uh-huh.
I'm obviously fairly familiar with Janine and like all the characters, but Janine
Aye.
comes in. That's no big spoiler, to be fair. And then Jillian's like,
It's in
"That's
the trailer.
Mimo. That's Mimo."
Was she
I'm like,
playing Nemo?
what? No, but it
Okay.
is. It always has been. It is the same actor. Janine is actual Mimo from Young Sheldon.
Oh,
And
and
everyone
really?
recognised it except aye.
okay.
And I was like, I didn't know that. That's the stuff I should know.
Wow, brilliant.
And I kind of
Wow.
I sat for the rest of the film quite uncomfortable, like that. Really annoyed at myself for not knowing that.
Who was it? Who told you that, James? Wasn't Faith again, was
I
it?
could hear.
Gillian this time?
Gillian turned around and she said to Heidi, she was like, "That's Mimo." I'm like, why did I not say that? I'm so angry. So watch that. I've been watching lots of Young Sheldon, watching about 3 episodes of Deep Space Nine a day.
Wow.
Absolutely annihilating DS9.
James, I think you've got a
Wow.
Deep Space Nine problem.
I think you do.
I'm big.
Mhm.
I know.
Aye.
So I'm not going to go into it. I've got Ghostbusters here, which I've obviously talked about. I've watched the first episode of Tiger King, and I will watch the rest of it. I'm not
I
compelled.
started watching that. Yep.
I'm not super compelled to watch the rest of it. I'm not intrigued the way I was with the other stuff.
Yeah.
It is. I will watch it. It's not like, oh, this is rubbish, I'll never watch it. I'm just like, this is all right. It can wait. And I would say the other thing I watched which I really enjoyed, was Cowboy Bebop.
I
yeah.
watched the
Yeah.
first one. Actually, I did watch the first episode. Very Sin City-ish,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
But
it
in
is.
colour.
Yeah, and it's good. I think it's stylized. Lots of Dutch tilt. So if you like that,
Okay.
that camera angle,
Dutch
you'll
angles.
be.
Yeah.
The choreography, like the fight scenes,
Mhm.
deliberately are about 80%. You'll know what I mean when you watch it. They're about 75 to 80% because it doesn't take itself too seriously, but they are trying to take themselves serious enough as if it was maybe the 80s or 90s, trying to do their best.
Aye.
You don't spend that much money in a program and have.
Yep. It's very tongue in cheek and very kind of knowing, kind of winking at the audience, as in we know.
Yes,
we know what we're
it's
doing
quite self-aware.
here.
The music's
Yeah.
brilliant. It's like part of it's like Ken Stanton, like a big brass band, all the way through, or no, it's just like jazz. It kind of doesn't fit, but actually fits perfectly.
Yep.
So John Cho is really good in it. Obviously,
Hikaru Sulu
he's
in Star Trek, Jodie.
Kelvin's in the Kelvin universe.
I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
Aye. And I really like their world building.
Mm.
Like 49, 50 minutes into this program, I'm like, they have built some good worlds, and I kind of like how they're comfortable in it.
Mm.
So I quite recommend Cowboy Bebop because it's different. Obviously, it's based on the anime.
Yeah.
The anime,
which is on Netflix as well, by the way.
which I've not watched.
Aye.
The advert, I was getting there was a sci-fi show, about 15 years ago, called Lex, LEXX, and it felt a bit like that. It was kind of tongue-in-cheek, but quite dark at the same time.
Yeah.
And it just
this
kind of feel
also
into that.
Yeah.
So good characters,
Oh,
good, and the title sequence is amazing. I don't think when it comes to skip intro or skip title sequence, I don't think I'll ever do that because I think I'll watch it every single time because it's brilliant.
I love a good title sequence. See, like in the 60s and 70s, with Pink Panther title sequences and stuff like that. Like James Bond title
feels a bit
sequences.
60s Bond.
I was
70s Bond.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about title sequences the other day and thinking how they're getting so boring and so samey. Like Foundation, Invasion,
Game of Thrones.
Daredevil.
They're all the same.
They're all exactly the same.
It's the same
kind of like
Westworld
as well.
It's the same. It's the same people doing them. It's got to be.
Yeah, it has
very
to
similar.
But I do like the Daredevil and the Westworld. I watch.
Yeah, but they're so similar though.
They
the
are.
kind of
But
dripping paint thing. Yeah.
But I have to say the Cowboy Bebop
I think they're some of the better ones.
Title sequences are really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of tongue in cheek, but it's still taking itself seriously, but not. That's my recommendation for this week.
Actually, the best title sequence is American Gods.
Oh yeah,
that's
a good show.
Yeah,
you seen that one, James? That'd be right up your street, I'd imagine. American Gods.
Who wrote the books?
Neil Gaiman.
Was it a gaming thing? Yeah. I've seen maybe Ian McShane's in it, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He plays Mr. Wednesday. Crispin Glover's in it as well. He plays Mr. World. And I can't spoil it.
He's a great actor, but
I can't spoil it, but he's so perfect in the role that he plays. And then just at the last episode, you're like, all right.
I'll put it this way, have you seen any of it? No, James.
I've seen a couple episodes. I've seen some.
Oh, did you?
There was one of the female actors somehow swallowed someone in her vagina.
Upper.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
I've seen that episode.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's
Aye.
the Queen
and
of
then I've
Sheba.
kind of stopped it at that point.
Yeah, it's
That's the
filmed
bit I
right
was going to
here.
say to you.
It's filmed just down the road
That's
in Niagara Falls.
right.
You
Your
always-
street, big man.
There's a
Aye,
there's
that's
a
exactly what I
town-
was going to say.
there's a town called Cairo that they go to, and it's filmed just down the road,
Oh,
like
interesting.
literally just down the
James,
So
road. Where they
shut
filmed
up.
where they
Do you
filmed the
like,
movie Niagara with Marilyn Monroe. Same
Vaginal.
place.
This is what-
All right, okay.
Sorry, fuck.
Okay.
Right, I have been watching this week. I did actually watch all of Tiger King season 2, and I was thoroughly disappointed with it. It was not as good as season 1.
They make a lot of bold claims in it, don't they?
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how that plays out. Yeah, it just I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It just
See me in court, Carol
and
Baskin.
I was watching it. So all through this thing, they're going, "Oh, Jeff Lowe, he's an evil man," and all that kind of stuff. And all I could think all the way through it was, "Well, at least he makes turn signals." Like every time you saw him in a car, he would be like,
Indicates.
"Do that thing." He indicates, and I'm like, "Can't be all that bad."
What is that? Well, that's the best thing you can say about somebody.
Aye. That's what Anna said as well. She goes like, of all the things to pick up on, it goes, hey, trust me, when you're out driving, floating around here, nobody makes bloody signals. Anyway, I watched the finale of Foundation. That's it. Season 1's over. Oh man, I'm gonna miss that show. It's so good. It really, honestly, if you watch the Martian Chronicles, the Ray Bradbury one, it totally feels like that. Like it's just got this kind of feel to it. I love it. It's fantastic. And
that's on
talking
your
about
Apple
world
TV,
building,
James.
yeah, and you should if you like Dune, you're gonna love Foundation because basically Dune is based on Foundation.
You didn't like Dune,
right.
though, did you, James?
I said I would go and revisit it.
You should.
Which I've not done yet.
I watched Invasion. Obviously, I'm up to episode 7 in the first season.
Yep.
I really like it. I think all the characters are really strong. I love the Trevante in Kandahar. He's trying to get back to his family and all that kind of stuff. And then the doctor and her family and just so good. And the kids in England as well. And the
I like that, actually.
Technician, yeah, and the technician for JSA.
I feel as if they kind of stuck to one story, it might be a
do
bit less.
one per season.
Maybe. You know, it's a bit over the place. I don't know.
I kind of like it though. It kind of breaks it up. I think sometimes that does work, but with a slow burn like this, you gotta keep moving from story to story to get the high beats and then the lows and stuff.
I get the feeling at the end of it, you'll be like, oh, maybe, but I don't want to spoil anything, but from what I've seen of what we've seen Alien now, the invasion of aliens.
Anna-Marie's convinced
I'm not feeling it.
Something, but I don't know if I should say it because it might spoil the end of it because she's usually pretty good at these things.
Right, I know this was Evelyn.
So it's an interesting idea that she has. I'll leave it at that. Movie wise, I watched. You're gonna love this. Muppets Haunted Mansion. Which
that's it. I'm out. Have you seen it, James?
Not seen
we
it.
Started watching it. We started watching it, and I think they burst into the first song, and Danny's like, "No,
Click.
too much singing." He doesn't like singing. And dancing.
I'm not a big fan of singing, but I laughed my ass all the way through it. I thought it was hilarious. I love the Muppets. I think Gonzo's fantastic. I like the King Prawn guy, Pepe the Prawn.
I might watch it actually. I think the Muppets
honestly,
are funny
it's
as well.
30 minutes. It's and if you know the Haunted Mansion ride, you'll get all the crazy in jokes as well.
When was that made?
This year.
This year.
All right. Okay. Yeah,
It was just out of Halloween. That one.
So Gonzo's sidekick used to be Rizzo the Rat, but they can't use Rizzo the Rat anymore.
Why?
Because they fired the guy that does Rizzo the Rat.
God, for a minute there, I thought you were going to say it's because of some sort of cultural,
he's been cancelled.
thing.
No, he's been
I
cancelled.
thought that's what you were going to say.
No, he's been cancelled as in the guy was fired.
A racist character.
He said some disparaging things about the Henson family, and that was it. He was get out.
Really?
And he was also the voice of Kermit the Frog as well.
Well, that's bad.
So that's
enough.
why. That's why.
Really?
That's why we have bad sounding Kermit the Frog now. Anyway,
I think that's another reason why Danny wanted to switch it off, because Kermit didn't sound the same.
probably
He's like, that's not Kermit's voice.
it isn't.
Bang.
That's actually a property not often spoken about when it comes to Disney, is the Muppets.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
they own
because
that.
they forgot about it. It's the same as the ride as well. The ride in Hollywood Studios Park, whatever it's called now.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of neglected a wee bit. It's
It's
kind of
old
out of the
now.
road. Yeah,
Did you
But
see
me
the
and Hannah went on
Did
that
you see?
years ago.
yeah.
Did you
Sorry.
see the Muppets TV show which was quite modern
Yes.
family-ish?
Yes,
I quite
great.
liked it.
it was
I liked
freaking
it
awesome.
too.
The backstage
I
one.
quite liked it.
The kind of
Oh, yeah,
backstage kind of
brilliant.
production company where Piggy had
Was
like
that the Rasta
a
guy?
chat show or something like that.
Is that
Yeah.
that
Where
show?
is it
Sorry, I
on?
never watched that.
No,
Bring
that
that back.
you should watch that. It was like eight episodes a season. It was like 4 seasons or something. It was hilarious.
Was that the new one? Brand new? Or are you talking about the Rasta
It's
one?
like 5 years old or something. No, the Rasta
No.
one's like 15.
No, there was one. There was
Aye.
one that was just. It was done by the same people as
Yeah.
Modern Family.
And they would do,
Is that the one you're
talking
talking
to camera. Yeah, the one I'm talking. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they would do talk to camera. Like,
Oh,
so
right.
Piggy didn't take that well. And
How many
Is that on
seasons
Disney
did
Plus?
they do with that?
yeah,
Oh,
How many
I didn't
seasons,
know.
Slim?
Was there four seasons of that?
I'm sure there was 4 seasons. There was like
Well, I thought they cancelled it after the first season.
maybe 2. or
On
3. I
Disney
don't know.
Plus is
Anyway,
this?
there's a few.
Is this on
Yeah.
Disney Plus?
Yeah,
Oh, I need to see this.
Years ago, I watched
It's-
it in Sky.
Jody,
It's really good.
it was
It's
one of the
really good.
when we first got Disney Plus, we blasted through it and we thought it was the funniest thing we'd ever seen. And we're going,
It was excellent.
when are they doing more of these? And I'm like, no
And
more.
it's by the
It's
Modern
2015.
Family people.
It looks exactly.
It looks
Modern
like
Family.
it, yeah. They do a lot of like
Huh.
pieces to camera to sort of explain things, and then it cuts to when they do it.
Cuts to the events.
Yeah,
Muppets.
I thought they'd done one season and cancelled it.
I don't know. Anyway, look it up. Anyway, Jodie, you should check it out. It's
Alright.
really good.
Cool. I will. Definitely will.
I caught another movie called. It was on Netflix. It was James Garner from 1984. Talking of 1984 movies, and he plays a master sergeant who's about to retire, and his son, played by C. Thomas Howell, gets involved in a problem with the local sheriff, and of course, the local sheriff doesn't like the dad because of previous reasons, and of course, treats the son badly and sends him to there. So he borrows. He has a tank. This guy's got. He bought an old M1 Sherman tank or whatever it is, and decides to go on a rampage with this tank. And it's a great movie.
What's it called?
Tank. It's called
Alright.
Tank.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry,
Can I just
you said James.
can I just
Garner,
pause?
I can't get.
The Rockford Files
Can I
out
just-
of it, yeah.
Out
Can I
my
just
head.
pause?
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes, Jodie.
Sir?
Yes. You in the back. Yes.
the Muppets series 2015,
Something like that, yeah.
1 season, 16
Oh,
episodes.
16 episodes. There you go.
Yeah.
That's why I
There
thought
you
it
go,
was like.
was once.
Right, I'm watching that. I am watching
You should.
that.
And it's
You
so
honestly
good.
blast through it tonight.
So, Tank.
Tank, yes, with James Garner, and also the mum from the Partridge Family's in it as well.
But how did you see this?
It was on Netflix. It in usual Netflix style. It went,
Right.
hey, you should try watching this, and I was like, okay.
I'm gonna.
So yeah, I watched it. It was good.
Really? That's an
Yeah.
old film. For
It
you must be
is.
watching a lot of old stuff then for
Nope.
that to flag up.
Nope. No, and I'll tell you why. Because the next movie we watched after that was Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, which I'd never seen before.
The Tank isn't on here.
With
No,
Rosie
no, no.
Perez.
With Rosie Perez. Yeah, it was nice seeing Rosie Perez again. I haven't seen her
love-
since
Yeah.
White Men Can't Jump.
I've
Um,
not seen this since Do the Right Thing.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. I thought Ewan McGregor hammed it up wonderfully. Margot Robbie was made to play Harley Quinn.
She's brilliant, isn't she?
I had no problem with the movie at all. I thought the kid was really good as well.
Who played Black Canary?
Smollett. I can't remember her first name. Smollett's her last name.
I can't actually watch that film with faith anymore because as soon as Rosie Perez comes on, I'm like, that's Rosie Perez. And then she comes on like 10 minutes later. Rosie Perez. I don't know why. I'm just excited about Rosie Perez. People do the right thing. I watch that. I just like,
I think the weakest link is actually Ewan McGregor in that movie, though, I have to say.
Yeah,
He's chewing up the scenery.
he is. Yeah,
He is hamming it up big
wonderfully.
time.
Yeah,
Big time.
He's like
But,
Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although not as
yeah.
much as that. That was too much.
He chewed up the
Uh,
most scenery.
Yeah.
Black Canary was Jimmy Smollett.
Yes. Smollett. Yeah. Jesse
and
Smollett's sister.
Journey. Is that Journey?
Journey.
She was also in Lovecraft Country as well.
Yeah.
That was
She's in
great.
something.
Great show. Great show.
She's in something
show.
else as well. And then Friday night we watched Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Finally.
Finally, which we never watched before. It was all right. It was okay.
Oh
I like
man, I love it.
The two leads were great. I really like Aquafina. I think she's really good in things.
she is. She's funny.
He was good as well. The Canadian guy, I don't know what his name is.
Simu Liu.
Yeah,
I think his name is.
He was actually hosting SNL last night.
Oh, was it?
Right.
Yeah,
and he was on Sesame Street as well, introducing the first Asian puppet.
He said that.
Is that right?
He used to dress up as Spider-Man and do birthday parties for kids, and apparently this kid one time kept on kicking him and saying, "You're not Spider-Man. You're not Spider-Man." And he goes, "Trevor, if you're watching, you're right. I'm not Spider-Man. I'm Shang-Chi, bitch." We're having a great show tonight.
There you go.
Anyway,
I'll tell you, we watched that movie right in the cinema. We went to see it, and Evelyn absolutely loved it. She thought it was absolutely fantastic, and me and Danny were like, we loved the beginning, we loved the end, but the middle bit lost us a wee bit.
I kept thinking all through the movie, when is the sister going to become evil? That's all I could think of all through the movie, and it just took me right out of it. I'm like, stop.
I think the cast, like you say, the two main cast members were absolutely nailed it. They were so good. Their chemistry was brilliant.
Yeah. Even a bit. So the other bit as well. So there's a bit in it where they're looking out towards the portal and they're sitting on the bay or the river, or the lake or whatever the hell it is, and he's telling her that he killed someone, and she has this like emotional response about, obviously there's a lot of things going through her head, and she's like, trying to like figure it out. And James is off. That's it. He said enough.
Oh no, that's it. He said enough.
And all I could think of was, this is how it should have played out when he said, "I killed them all. I killed them, even the men and the women and the children too." Her emotion was much better than his, and there was one guy he killed.
We're talking about Star Wars now. I know, folks, right? Yeah. But see that moment, right? She should have went, right, that's it, I'm off. But
I know.
But she didn't. She went, oh God, I love this guy. I love him.
I mean, the sand people, who cares? They're not really human anyway. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's fine.
We call them people, but I'm not really. They're bit,
the Shang-Chi movie, though, I'll tell you what, I'd take it over Eternals any day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Eternals was not the movie that I thought Shang-Chi was.
I think the thing that let this movie down for me was the big battle at the end with the CGI. I don't know. I know it's a comic book movie and all that kind of stuff, but it just felt, I don't know. I just kind of wanted it to be a little bit more planted in this one. I know it's kind of fantasy and they go into that pocket realm and all that kind of stuff, and you expect to see CGI, but I don't know. It just I felt I'd seen that bit before. His journey to get to there was interesting, but just when he got there, I was like, seen it.
I must admit, I think I'm starting to get a wee bit kind of fatigued by the superhero stuff a little bit. I think they do need to. I don't know.
Like honestly, June was a blessed relief for me. It was this slow burn character thing where it was like, we're gonna let scenes breathe. We're going to enjoy the vastness of it all. Like the critical drinker guy, he was talking about that, about digital cameras can go anywhere you want it to go. Whereas a physical camera, you've got to place it in a particular place and follow the action, and it leads for like grander shots.
Yeah.
And I think they nailed that right in the head. Is that even if it's a digital camera, even if it's in the digital realm, having something that looks like that makes the shot look bigger. Like the bit where the sandworm consumes the spice harvester.
Yep.
Like that would have been like, if that had been a Marvel movie, it would have circled around it like 20 times. You've been sitting there, like trying to be sick, whereas you just saw it and it kind of zoomed in on it, and it made it feel more like a documentary than anything else.
Well, I think for me, Denis Villeneuve, I don't know who the people he's got working for him, his cinematographers and his special effects guys, but my God, that is some of the best looking cinema I've seen for a long time, type thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think James has been kicked out. That's what it is.
I was,
kicked out.
I was. My battery went flat. Couldn't believe it.
Oh, did it?
All
right. Okay.
All right.
So,
well, we're gonna end anyway. But I'm glad you came
kicked out your room.
Yeah, I was just saying that I like the kind of journey to where he went, but the bit at the end with the CGI fight, I'm like, I kind of seen this bit 1,000 times, but I'm kind of getting a bit, as Jody said, fatigued with the whole. Let's have a big CGI battle at the end of the superhero movie. It's like, okay,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how else to end it. I'm not creative enough, but it just that's not a problem with that movie. It's just a problem with the comic book genre in its entirety. But I loved the bit where they were on the plane as well, and they're obviously, I mean, Awkwafina, obviously she's a comedian, but
well, that was funny when he's trying to say that's not really my name.
Yeah, Sean. But they kept on getting interrupted by the stewardess, and she's going, "Do you want the vegetarian? Do you want the beef?"
Yeah,
it's like,
I think the humor was really great in it and stuff, and I think the action sequences were fantastic.
Yeah,
but I think some of the things we'd seen before maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Anyway,
still good though. Still good.
What we're watching tonight, and I'll talk about next week, is Suicide Squad. We're going to watch that tonight. The reboot of it, not the original one. And the reason why we're watching it is because Prime are doing a Black Friday, I don't know what it is, deal, $2.99 to watch it to rent. So we're like,
that's brilliant.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's in the UK, but it certainly is in Canada and the US.
I don't know if they're doing deals here. They must do. Must be doing deals.
Black Friday.
For Prime. I'm not talking about. I know that. Not looked. No. It's quite good. I quite enjoyed Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing Peter Capaldi with the chess pieces glued to his head.
Aye. You've seen it, James?
I've seen it. Aye. Yeah.
Aye. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah. Didn't love it. I did enjoy it.
All right. Well, if you got this far in the proceedings and you like what you saw, hit the old subscribe button, notification bell, and you get timely reminders of when we throw a new video up, which is usually every Sunday, although we'll be talking through the week because obviously Hawkeye, the new, starts on Wednesday. That's He-Man. He's from Eternia.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, smash the like button and share. And don't forget to comment below if we got some things wrong or you want to change our minds or whatever it is in these things. And maybe we'll read out your comment in the next video. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.